In this video on Frugal Beauty, I'm gonna give you 5 ways to maximize your makeup and skincare for longevity. These are the tips and secrets that I've been using for many years that I'm sure that retailers and brands do not want you to know about. I hope you'll stick around to the end because I'm gonna add in a very important caution that if you're doing any of this, you really need to know about so that you don't do harm to your skin. If you're looking to maximize your beauty budget, there is a big difference between being frugal and being cheap. Having high quality products that you can use in a multitude of ways or dilute down versus cheap products which are already diluted down with inexpensive fillers, and so you have to use more of them to get the same level of potency. That's what's known as a false economy. At the time of filming this video, many of us in the world are dealing with mandatory stay-at-home self-quarantine orders due to the coronavirus. It's really important that you consider the frugality of saving money. The other thing is going to the store and being exposed to the world. You want to do a lot less shopping. This is going to help you on all levels, whether the coronavirus is why you're watching this video right now, or whether it's after that time period's passed and you're just like, hey, you know what, I want to be a more thoughtful consumer. But the beautiful benefit of being frugal and not over-consuming products is that it's actually a very sustainable, earth-friendly practice. And it's something I really encourage us all to consider is how much are we using and what is that doing to the planet? Now, of course, you can go too far with this like anything else. I was watching this TV show on TLC called Extreme Cheapskates, and I had to turn it off after like the first 2 minutes. This guy was walking around to tables and like taking strangers' food and putting it in a to-go container to eat later. And I was like, okay, that's too much for me. If any of these tips feel like, oh my God, no, I don't have time for that, then don't do it. So tip number 1. Here are multi-use oils. I have used a lot of this, and it's a plain jojoba oil, and this is an apricot oil, which I haven't tried, but I'm excited to. Here's the first thing to notice is that the price points on these were very, very different, yet they're both 4 fluid ounces. This might appear to be the smaller of the 2 sizes, but you've got to look at it price per ounce. So don't let the size of the package trip you up. What you can do with a carrier oil like this, so a plain oil is called a carrier oil. If you do anything with essential oils, you know what that already is. It allows the essential oil to sort of be diluted in a safe oil for spreading on the skin so you don't get the high efficacy and concentration that might cause harm to the skin. This is jasmine, and it's from Intelligent Nutrients, all organic, biodynamic, and it's very potent. I wouldn't necessarily put it directly into the container. We'll talk a little bit more about that later. I'll put a couple drops in my hands, put a little bit of the jojoba oil, and then I spread that all over my body, and it's like being a magical jasmine garden. The other thing you can do is you can mix your plain, less expensive oil with oils that are more expensive, that already have these beautiful complex blends and properties. These are 2 of my favorite that I keep around. Max and Me Circle of Protection, and this Jordan Samuel one that smells just like lemon candy from Italy. And the longevity that I can create by mixing is so awesome because they don't have to sacrifice on the pampering aspect. You can also do the same thing with your toner and hydrosol. So rose water is a wonderful way to balance out your skin. It's one simple ingredient. I highly always recommend organic in everything that you can possibly get it in. And you can find them in economical sizes, direct from manufacturers. This I actually get as a large size in a 2-pack from Costco when they have it available. However, if you're using a toner that is much more complex, more expensive, and you want to get a lot more use out of it, this tip number 2 is going to be great for you. This probiotic toner from KPS Essentials is one that I've been using. All I do is put some directly in my hand, put my hands together like this, and put it on my face. I don't even use a cotton pad. That's a great way to not overuse product by just putting it into a pad that gets thrown away. Tip number 3 is multi-use makeup. Oh, I don't know why I felt like I needed to do a song right there, but use products for more than one thing whenever it's possible and safe. This is a Well People cheek and lip color. and they come in multiple shades, and it's so cute and little. And if you want to be extra eco-sustainable, you'll choose a zero waste package like this from Naked Truth Beauty, and they have multiple colors that are appropriate for cheeks and lips, and sometimes you can even use them on your eyes. If you've ever taken any of my online makeup courses, then you know that I love using regular old eyeliner, eyebrow gel, eyeshadow in multiple places on the eye for the most natural, beautiful effect. So consider that the same pencil or product that you're using for your eyebrows could also be used to line your eyes with. Highly pigmented lipsticks can be a great investment because you can thin them out with a little bit of a lip balm, and now you have more of a tinted lip color instead of like a full-on lip, which some days you don't want that. And a big shout out to Hint, because not only have they given you a high pigment lipstick that's already pretty moisturizing, it's one of my faves, but they've got a little secret compartment with a bit of lip balm and a tiny, tiny, tiny mirror. I always call it the James Bond lipstick. Now we've come to tip number 4, and I think this one is gonna shock you that me, as a professional makeup artist, is going to tell you to stop using applicators. Applicators like these and brushes. So I'm not saying don't use brushes. What I'm saying is choose your fingers first. Just like I was talking about with the toners, when you use a sponge, it's going to absorb a ton of makeup. I see these gals on YouTube that are using gobs of foundation, applying it with something that was actually named a beauty blender. It was never for application, it was for blending. And the same thing goes for the powder brush. People really have this one wrong when they think that they're supposed to dip their brush into the powder and then put it all over their face. Now that is true in some circumstances for certain mineral powder foundations, but if you're just using a setting powder, you should be applying it with a little sponge that usually comes with your powder compact. So you only apply it in the areas that you actually need on your face, and then you use your powder brush to whisk away the excess. And the same is true for a foundation brush. It does absorb a lot of product. Now, hopefully you're cleaning your brushes and you'll know what I'm talking about when you do, because there's a lot of gunk that comes out of a synthetic makeup brush like this that is used for applying foundation. Now, am I totally against it? No, but you're gonna go a lot farther if you're only using your fingers to apply. Which brings me to eyeshadow. Here's the thing, I can do a full face with just my fingers. And again, if you've seen my courses, you'll see that I try not to overwhelm people with a lot of tools. If all you had were a couple brushes like this to do your eye makeup with, you would be so set, because you would just use your finger to apply directly from the eyeshadow palette to your eyelid, and then you would use a clean brush to blend out the edges. If you're putting your brush into the product, all that product that's going into the air, that's going onto the brush bristles, it's not going on your face. I have to say, this has been one of the best things that I have done personally and professionally to make sure that as much makeup as I do day after day after day, not just on myself, on many clients, I'm getting the most bang for my buck, and I don't have to replace eyeshadows nearly as often. Before I get to my final 5th tip, which is my favorite one about foundation, how many F's can I put in one sentence? I love a good alliteration. I wanted to ask you if you've got any frugal beauty tips of your own that you could share in the comments below, because I'd love to read them, and I know that other people would really get a huge benefit out of reading those too. Now it's time for tip number 5, which is my favorite foundation, frugal beauty tip, especially for women over 40. And that is, you can use your concealer diluted down with your favorite moisturizer to make foundation. Concealer is concentrated foundation, essentially. 2 of my most favorite concealers to mix a custom foundation with are the one from Hint Beauty and Hand Cosmetics, both of which I have covered on my YouTube channel on how to use them correctly. And as a little bonus tip, if you're going on a trip, carrying your concealer in a shade that matches your skin tone and mixing it with your moisturizer is a way to save a huge amount of bag space and weight. Particularly if you have oily skin, you can really maximize your foundation by mixing in just a tiny bit of your moisturizer and a little bit of your favorite loose mineral powder. You don't want to go overboard on this or you will end up with so much that you like cover your whole body. So just a little bit of each and you can get full coverage, beautiful matte finish foundation. If you've got dry skin and or you're over 40, then you definitely want to use a liquid foundation that's got a little bit more moisture already in it. And then you're either going to mix it with your moisturizer and create sort of a tinted moisturizer effect, or you can get extra bonus points by mixing it with your sunscreen. And now you've got your version of a BB cream. And that's definitely gonna save you money. And it's also gonna make your skin look incredible. And that's why it's my favorite tip out of all of these 5. Now, before you go, I just wanted to throw in some really important cautionaries that I mentioned at the beginning. My first caution for you is please don't mix any of your products together in their original packaging. Do it outside of the packaging in a little dish, in your clean hands, or get yourself a little artist palette, whatever you have to do so that you're not cross-pollinating the products, because there can be stability issues. You can cause chemical reactions you don't even realize you're doing. They need to be separate until combined together for that moment of use. And my second cautionary is related to that. If you're interested in creating your own skincare makeup, DIY, Pinterest format, you really want to be careful. A lot of those recipes out there are actually quite damaging to the skin, and you need to know who is recommending those recipes and if they have the knowledge and are giving you accurate information. I'll put a link below my video to the person that I trust most to teach you how to do your own skincare. Thank you so much for watching to the end of this video. I hope that you'll stay connected with me. You'll give this video a like, you'll hit the subscribe button, because that's really important, and the little notification bell so you know every time I release a new video like this. I'll put links down below for how you can get on the newsletter and get a free copy of my Toss the Toxins toolkit that will help you clean out your makeup bag from all the nasty stuff you probably shouldn't be putting on your skin anymore. And if you're over 40, head on over to my Facebook group, Healthy Beauty Over 40, where we're uplifting the conversation on what it means to age gracefully with products that aren't harmful. I appreciate you so much, and I hope wherever you are in the world, you are safe, healthy, well. And I hope that you'll use beauty as an opportunity every single day to love on yourself, care for yourself more, from a place of respect and honoring for the truly precious and important person that you are.